had a little visit from Matt. I know what you've been up to with the security footage from the Haunted Star.
Maxie, there's something I have
at least you didn't tell them that Matt killed Lisa, or I helped cover it up, so...
That's not exactly...
No, you know what? Me first, Spinelli. I need to say... thank you.
You're unclear as to what transpired. Maxie, I broke my word. I found proof that it was impossible for you to kill Lisa Niles.
I know, and I wasn't happy about it at first, but then I realized that... Spinelli, hey, let me finish. Then I realized you were right all along.
I was?
You know, as much as I deserve to suffer for what I did to Robin, I've been rethinking the whole prison thing. I mean, I knew prison would be lonely and boring, but what I hadn't counted on were the other prisoners. I mean, oh my God. I thought models were bad, but you have no idea, Spinelli. Some of these women, one of them in particular, they call her Tiny, and trust me, she's not. She's huge and scary, and her eyebrows, I've never met a tweezer. I suggested that maybe she try waxing sometime if she ever got a chance. It didn't go over well.
Was that the miscreant responsible for the...
Well, let's just say they hate me. I mean, they all do. They call me princess, and not in a good way, you know? I mean, forget 20 years, Spinelli. I wouldn't last 20 days, so... God, thank God you found a way to get me out of here without getting Matt in trouble.
Alas, that's not quite the case.
I was out.
The ways of judicial process are draconian, to put it mildly. When you confess to a crime, when you confess to 2 crimes that you manifestly did not commit, you put in motion a process that can't just be put aside.
What does this mean, Spinelli? Am I getting out of here or not?
New evidence that I found, the blurry image of a dark-haired male delivering the coup de grace to Lisa Niles, it did not sway the powers that be. The DA and the judge wanted more compelling evidence of your innocence and the real killer's guilt before they would agree to release you.
What did you do, Spinelli?
Okay, I argued that the picture showed without a doubt that you were not the killer, and that I reiterated that your confession was a false one and that you were incapable of such a heinous act. And it appeared that the judge might be swayed. But the DA, he would not yield. And before he would even consider agreeing to your release, he insisted on knowing that is, he wanted... And since no one else was aware,
No, Spinelli, you didn't.
I told them that Matt killed Lisa.
You showed the judge a grainy photo of a killer who was obviously male. And when the judge wouldn't overturn my sentence, instead of, I don't know, enhancing the photo or bringing in a gender expert or taking it to the Supreme Court, you just blurted out that Matt killed Lisa.
No, I didn't blurt it. I mean, the information had to be dragged out of me.
God, but somehow you still managed to say the one thing that you specifically promised me you wouldn't say.
Look, they wanted to keep you here with Tiny and those of her ilk for the next 20 years. Is that what you wanted?
No, of course not.
Maxie, you made a noble impulse to sacrifice yourself for another, but it's not your place to take the blame for something you didn't do. Look, every day that you spend in here is not only crushing to your spirit. It is for the hearts and spirits of those who love you. Like, we didn't have a choice. We had to come forward and expose the truth.
Okay. I get it. I created this big disaster, and you did what you had to get me out of it. You know what? At least you didn't tell them that I was a witness. You know, that I actually saw Matt swing that wrench. I mean, you weren't that stupid. God, no, Spinelli, no! I trusted you, Spinelli. How could you break your promise?
It was the only way to set you free.
I don't believe you.
I assure you, I had no motive.
Just tell me everything that happened in the courtroom and don't leave anything out.
Okay, the judge refused to vacate your sentence based on the photo alone. So I was forced to name Matt. But then the DA objected on the grounds of hearsay, and the judge concurred. He requires eyewitness testimony to support the evidence. Maxie, I had to make a full disclosure. So I told them that you saw Matt kill Dr. Niles.
And the judge believed you?
Evidently.
So they know Matt's the killer, and they know that I'm a witness.
Correct.
So what does this mean? Is my sentence vacated now? Am I going to get released?
The court requires you to perform a few administrative tasks first?
Such as?
Well, the DA says the only way they'll let you out of prison is if you tell them what you know.
Want me to testify against my own boyfriend?
And they want it in writing.
Petitioner will certify that the aforementioned statement was... What?
Maxie, you confessed. You have to recant your statement and then you have to testify.
Well, what to what? That Matt took a wrench to Lisa Niles?
Something to that effect, yes.
I'll sign it. I'll just get amnesia or whatever when I get to the...
You can't do that.
Why not? Politicians do it all the time. I mean, they can't even recall what they had for breakfast.
No, if you sign that and then refuse to testify, they'll charge you with perjury, and then you'll end up right back where you started, in a cell with Tiny. Is that what you want?
I'm not testifying against Matt ever, so you can forget it.
Undoubtedly, the revelation of his guilt will come as a shock to Dr. Hunt. Matt remembers killing Lisa?
No, but I told him.
Well, this is most welcome development. I mean, if he's any kind of man, he will turn himself in and take responsibility.
Matt wanted to confess, Spinelli, but I made him promise that he wouldn't.
What? How could he? When
No,
remaining
let's just hope that he sticks to it, okay? Or everything's gonna fall apart. Thanks to you, Spinelli.
If a man would let you sacrifice yourself
Go
for him.
away, Spinelli.
No, Maxie, you don't deserve to be here, and I hope you realize that before it's too late.
Stop it!
Look,
Stop
I can't
lecturing! Stop meddling! Just leave. Haven't you done enough?